Can you confirm if my screen is visible? Okay, Chaitanya. Okay, let us do a small recap. So we have been discussing about the constant expression and the variable expression. Yes. So we have also solved a few problems on this. So when you say constant expression, it is just like this is a represent. We can call this a constant expression because in the if block the condition is evaluated to be true with constants. We are not using any variables to represent the conditional expression. That's why it is called as constant expression. So this is a typical example of constant expression. Directly you can use true. And when you use final along with the variable name, it is also called as a constant expression because final is a keyword. I mean, we will discuss about this final keyword in the future topic. But for now, so when you use a final in front of a variable, or if you are representing a variable with a final keyword, it means the variable is going to be as a constant variable, right? And so these are the few examples of variable expression. So this is a variable expression because even though the variable b is storing the value false, this value false is being stored inside the variable b. That's why it's a variable expression. Whenever the variable is storing a value, it is a variable expression. Whenever we are using the values directly, it is a constant expression. Making sense? And we have seen some problems. So this is the bottom line. Constant expressions are recognized by the compiler, but not the variable expression. However, whether or not if it is a constant or variable expression, all the instructions will be executed by the JVM. Right? We need to understand the functionality of the compiler. Right? So behind the scenes, compilation will happen. The JVM will be taking care of execution. Execution needs to be execution will be taken care by the JVM. Compiler will ensure that the program is error free. So the compiler will do the actual compilation. Yes or no? So I think we are good so far. Right? We will solve few more problems today. Right? So yesterday it was just a startup. So the problems were very straightforward. Today we will solve a few more problems and we will complete this if, else and if blocks. All the if conditional blocks will be completed by today. Yes, Raji, you are raising your hand. Do you have any doubts, Raji? Okay. So this is the another example. Now you have to answer me. Integer a equal to 10, integer b, and if a equal to 20, b equal to 100, System.out.println. Right? Now you answer this to me. Let us see who is going to answer it correctly. Think and answer me. Don't just answer like that. Think and answer me. If I am giving a question, it means there is a trouble inside the question. You need to analyze what is the trouble. Error. Chaitanya says, sir, what about our compilation error? Can anyone tell me why it is going to throw the compilation error? DIA error. Okay. Error. Everyone are sure about the answer error. Okay. Let me compile this first, then we will see whether it is giving error or not. Java space Yes, variable b might not have been initialized. You guys are correct. So this is the error. Why we got an error? So here the declaration part is completed. The compiler will check, right? The job of the compiler is to check whether it is following the DIA pattern, right? Since it is the variable expression, right? Compiler is going to keep this part. Yes or no? It is not the duty of the compiler to check this particular if condition. Why? Because this is representing the variable expression. Right? Variable expression will always be taken care by the JVM, not the compiler. Right? So compiler finds D and compiler finds A. I is missing. Declaration is there, accessing is there, but from the compiler point of view, I is missing. We can see that initialization is taken care. By the programmer, initialization is taken care, but from the compiler is blind to the statement. That's why it is throwing us an error. Good that you have answered this. Right. Now let me increase the complexity. We'll discuss 7 to 8 examples and we will proceed with the switch statements. Okay. Let me remove this. Now you tell me. Good, Darshan. Good. Complete answer. Now you tell me what the output is going to be for this particular program. Keep the pen and paper next to you because these things are really important. We will understand the control flow of if and else flow with the variables. Anyone has answers? Chaitanya says errors. What about others? Darshini, Jyoti, Rajiv, Samyukta, Ganesh says error. Jyoti says error. Darshini has a different answer 100. Okay, everyone has error and only Darshini has a different answer. Darshini is trying to guess whether if it is an 100. Okay, the obviously it is going to be an error. So variable C might not. I will answer you this. You might be facing a little confusion because of this instruction. Right? So let me take the I'm sorry, like program was written here. Let me do the compilation once again. Java C space test.java. Okay. Okay, int a equal to 100 has been assigned to the variable a, and we did a declaration by using the variable b in the second line. Okay, in the third line, we are using an if condition, right? The if condition, this is accepting the boolean value, direct boolean value, which is a constant expression. Now you tell me, constant expression will always be taken care by what? It will always be taken care by compiler, yes or no? Right? When I run this, and again, sir, you might be thinking, I have said that this constant expression is will always be taken care by the compiler. But why are we getting this error? Right? This kind of confusion you might be getting inside. Right? Yes, it will be taken care by the compiler, but the duty of the compiler is to look into the if statement only if the condition is true. But in our case, the condition is false. Right? The condition is false, so the compiler will not look into the statement. The condition is true. Since it is a constant expression, the duty of the compiler is to look into the if block. Inside the if block, it will fetch each and every instruction. If it is true, right? If it is false, even though it is a constant expression, compiler will never get into this particular if block. Making sense? That's why we are getting this. Compiler thinks, okay, the expression itself is false, right? If it is false, definitely this block will not get executed. If this block is not getting executed, then definitely initialization is missing from the compiler perspective. So declaration is there, D is there, so this will be skipped by the compiler, even though it is a constant expression. Why it will be skipped by the compiler? The condition is found to be false. If it is false, compiler will not look into this. No, it will not make any sense, right? It would actually defeat the purpose of defeat the purpose of the Boolean condition false itself. That's why it will not look into this. So D is there and A is there, I is missing. That's why we are getting this. Understood, Darshini? Yeah. Okay. Now we will get into else block also. Let me put this example. This example one. So, previous example. Example. Okay. Now let us add another block, if block as well as the else block. I'm adding a block and I'm adding an else block. Okay. Now this thing will be interesting. Try to pay some attention here. So integer a equal to 100, and here I am doing it as b. Now you tell me. I don't think it is creating any complexity. There is no complexity here. Just guess the answer. Guess the output. Guess the output for this. If you have pen and paper next to you, you can definitely answer this question. Think and answer me. What will be the output? We will get 100 or we will get 200. Okay, Chaitanya says 300. What about others? Everyone has 300. Haji says 300. Darshini says 300. Okay, good. Yes, you people are right. Compilation is successful. $300. Now you tell me. So two variables, and this is an if block and I have an else block. I am trying to access B, right? So what will be the output? What will be the final output? Do we get a compilation error, or is there something that will be displayed in the console? Answer this to me. Someone has already said error. It's something. Samyukta says 300. Analyze all the answers. Darshini says error. What about others? Error, error. Everyone who says error. Okay, I will just explain this for you. It looks like you have got this, but actually you need to do some deep analysis, especially when you have if block as well as the else block, right? When the expression is a variable expression, you need to do some deep analysis. But let me run this. Let me do the compilation. So variable b might not have been initialized, right? So this is okay. Variable b might not be analyzed. It's a very direct answer. Now you tell me. I am just increasing the complexity. Now you tell me. Okay, everyone. What about others? 300. Okay. 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 Let me run this. First, I will perform the compilation. So compilation is successful, guys. I can say that first step is compilation. Compilation is successful. So going forward, we will try to mention these statements using the double what we call it as using the comments. Compilation is successful. Second execution. For execution, the command should be Java space test, right? 300. Execution is also successful. Okay. This is the last example. We will after this we will try to do some problems on if else if block. Okay. Okay. Now answer this. This is the last example on this. Yes, I think you got this. Yes, guys, you are correct. So we will we will look into the next topic now. If else if statement. right? So the syntax is very simple for this. Syntax. So we have an if block. So if block will evaluate for a condition. So the condition needs to be evaluated inside the if block. And after the if block, if block will follow an if else block. Another condition will be checked. Right? Like this, so many if else block we can ladder so many if else block. We can ladder so many if else block, and at last we will have what? We will have the else block. Right? So this is the typical syntax of if else if statement. It means we have if block. If block is going to check the main condition. Right? If this condition is satisfied, okay, this block will get executed. Instructions inside this block will get executed. Right? If this condition is failed, then the control will be transferred to the else if block, and again a condition will be checked. Right? If it is true, these instructions will be executed. Right? And again, if it is false, the control will be traveled to the next if else block. Condition will be checked. If it is true, this instruction will be executed. But at any point of time, if all the conditions are found to be false, if all the conditions from top to bottom order, right, are found to be false, then the default block, the else block, will get executed. Right? At any point of time, guys, if you see at any point of time, even though if you ladder many number of if else if blocks, at any point of time only one block will get executed at any point of time. For example, if this block is getting executed, right, the control will be directly jumped to the end of the, what we call it as end of the statement, end of the if else block. Right? So if this is getting failed and if this is getting satisfied, right, these instructions will get executed and the control will be transferred directly to the end of the if else block. Right? What I am trying to say, at any point of time only one block will get executed among this ladder. Among this ladder, at any point of time only one block will get executed. Right? For example, let us take a if block and again else if block and again else block. Understand one thing, for if block we need to place a condition, for else if block we need to place a condition. For the else block, condition is not required. If these both conditions are getting failed, then it's a duty of the else block to get executed. That's why you will add all the default statements in the else block. Now you would answer me, what would be the output? What would be the output? Can you guess? First we'll understand the control flow. Yes. So Mikta has answering to, okay, 2, the latest one, 826. What about others? Jyoti 2. Okay, let's execute this. Let me perform the compilation. Compilation is successful. Answer is very straightforward. That's or no? The control will be if condition will be checked, right? So the if condition is found to be false, right? So the control will be jumped to else if condition. Else if condition is true, right? And the control will be getting inside this else if block. Yes or no? The statement, the output is direct, right? So 2 will be displayed in the console. As soon as 2 is getting displayed in the console, the control will be directly transferred to the exit of the else block. As simple as that. Now you tell me what is the output. Now you answer me, what will be the possible output? 1, 4. Okay. What about others? Jyoti, 1, 4. What about others? Chaitanya says 1 to 4. Everyone has 1, 4, 1, 4, and Chaitanya has a different answer. Okay, let's execute this. Actual answer is 1, 4. Very simple. At any point of time, only one block will get executed. As simple as that. In the if else ladder, at any point of time, only one block will get executed. So this is our program. So this is what our program is. Right? The main thread will create. Usually compilation will be successful because every statement we have nothing to do with the variables, right? So I'm not considering the compilation part. Directly I'm considering the execution part, right? So the control will be pointing to the main method. All the instructions in the main method will be executed one by one. The first line itself is a if condition, right? So this if condition is found to be true. If it is found to be true, the control will be getting into the if block. The statement is what? We are trying to print the value 1 directly in the console, a direct statement. So in the console, the 1 will be printed. Yes or no? So 1 will get printed inside the console, right? As soon as one statement is getting successful, one if block is getting successful, right? The control will never jump into the remaining conditions. It will not check the remaining else if conditions or else conditions. As soon as one of the blocks is executed, right? The control will be directly coming out of this ladder, directly coming out of the sequence ladder. Right now, the control will be pointing to the System.out.println statement, which is not part of the if else ladder. It is an independent statement that is not part of the if else ladder. So now this is the if else ladder, right? So the job is that if one if condition is getting satisfied, right? That's it. The control will be transferred to the exit of the if else ladder, and the last line is 4. We are trying to print the 4 in the console. That's why 1, 4. Understood? Say the name. Yeah. False. And we will solve problems on this. Just try to understand the control flow. Now tell me what is output. Yes, 3, 4. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Correct. So the bottom line is very simple. At any point of time, only one conditional statement will get executed at any point of time. And if all the if conditions, if all the if blocks, including the else if blocks, are found to be false, the else block will get executed by default. If every condition is not getting satisfied, the else block will get executed. At least if one condition is getting satisfied, the control will be coming out of the if else ladder. As simple as that. Typically, only one condition will get satisfied at any point of time. As simple as that. Right? Let us take this example. This output for this 3, 4. So now we will understand nested else, nested if else block. This is also very simple. So nesting the if else block inside an if block or else block. So the nested if else block is nothing but nesting the if else conditions inside the if block or the else block. Right? You can have an if block inside an if block. You can have an else block inside an if block inside an else block, and also you can have an if else block inside an if block. So let me write down this. Let me write this down with a small example. Okay. So we have a class test, and this is a small if block. This is true, right? I can have another if condition inside an if block, which we call it as what? The nested if block. This if block is nested inside an if block. That's why it is called as nested if block. I'm writing it here as block. I mean, true. System.out.println 1. Now you answer me. Let me keep one more statement so that we will understand the control. 1, 2 is there. So if block is there inside this, a nested if block is there, right? And we will remove this. It is not necessary. Okay. Any answers for this? What is the output? Are you getting my question? Yes, no? Maybe 1, 2. Darshini says 1. What about others? Raji, Samyukta, 1, 2. Jyoti says 1, 2. Good, good, good. Okay, let us compile this. Java C space test.java. Compilation is successful. Execution says 1, 2. Okay, let us do the tracing. A very easy tracing. So tracing is not required, but you will not forget this when I do the tracing. Right? First, you identify. We have an if block. So this is the entry. This is the exit of the if block. Yes or no? Entry, and we have an entry. We have an exit. Right? Inside this, I am placing another if block. So this part we call it as what? The nested if block. When an if block is placed inside another if block, it is called as the nested if block. Let us see the control flow. Control flow is very easy. While execution, main thread will be created. Yes or no? Right? And the main thread will get access to the main method. Right? All the instructions inside the main method has to get executed one by one. The first instruction typically says the condition is found to be true. If the condition is true, the control will get into the if block. Yes or no? Right? And again it is finding another if block. So over here again the condition is true. So in the nested if block again the condition is true. Right? When the condition is found to be true, it will go inside the if block. The first statement is what? System.out.println 1. So 1 will be displayed in the console. Yes or no? Right? And the control will be coming out of this nested if block, then the if block. Right? After coming out of the nested if block and the if block, we have another statement to be printed, which is 2. That's why it is 1, 2. 1, 2 will be displayed in the console. Right? Now if I make LTL changes over here, now you tell me what is output. Very easy, no? Nursery level questions. Not the Ethan has already answered before typing the question. Everyone has two. Two. Yes, you are getting this now. Yeah, two. Jyoti, two. Okay, two. Raji, two. Yes, very simple. If it is false, there is no chance for the control to get into the if block, right? If it is false, the control will directly pointing toward the exit point of the if block. From here, the control will be jumped here. Right? Only one statement is pending, two. Two will be printed at the console. Right? Now let me do another small change here. I am using else. So let me keep this little concise because it will be visible for you. Answer this. Answer this. I hope this is visible to you. Everyone already answered or 838. Already you guys already answered about. It was previous one. 2, 3. What about others? Jyoti says 2, 3. Jyoti N says 2, 3. Aji says 2, 3. Good. Yes, guys, you are correct. You are getting this actually. So let me compile this. Execute this. 2, 3. You want me to explain this? Okay. Okay, very simple. Main thread. So all this stuff we already know. Main thread. Duty of the main thread is to execute all the instructions. Yes or no? Right? So the first condition itself is false, right? There is no scope for this control to get inside. Right? The control will be transferred directly to the else, right? So else statement needs to get executed inside the else, and again we have a nested if condition. This if condition is found to be true, right? It will go inside. So 2 will be printed in the console, right? If 2 is getting printed in the console, the part of the else block is already completed. The control will be transferred directly to the exit point, and we have the another statement that needs to be printed is 3. So that's why 2, 3, right? Good. Everyone have the answers. So this is all about what it is. This is all about nested if flows, control flow. We will don't worry. We will do a lot of problems on this. I want to understand the control flow. Example of. Let me create a little challenging problem. So by this we will conclude this if else block and all. So integer equal teacher t else I'm not sure how many of you will answer the correct one. If you're answering this, then this question is not a challenging question. If you're not answering this, then this is going to be a challenging one. Right? Tell me the output here. Can I say, sir, what about others? Chaitanya says 200. Others? Samyukta says errors. Okay, Chaitanya and Darshini have 200 and others are saying error. Okay, Chaitanya is also saying error. Okay, why error? Initialization error. Dashwan says TIA. Okay, so let us do the compilation. So it says variable B might not be initialized. So the idea here is, see now I am doing the compilation. There is no issues with the compilation. Right? In the else part, I am declaring what? I am initializing the value 200 here in the else part. Right? Sometimes what people think is, right, if I give a statement like this, people think, so declaration is there, right? So initialization is also there, right? And it is also accessing is also there. So during the compilation, people will assume that the initialization is also done in the else part, right? That's why they give, they give answer like it is going to get compiled successfully. This is one of the popular interview question, so you guys know it. Right? I do not want to give any explanations on this. That's all about this statements. And now we will jump into what? We will jump into switch statements. Right? So let me include this in the. Okay. The next topic is Java switch statements. Okay, before proceeding with the switch statements, do we have any questions so far? Do we have any queries so far in the if else and if else block? But Samyukta are able to follow yesterday, you are not there, no? Okay, okay, guys. And we will do some problems on bitwise operators that is pending. So we need to solve a lot of problems on top of bitwise operator, right? So when we are trying to solve bitwise operator, in there we will try to we will also try to include this if else conditions. Simultaneously, we will do this if else as well as bitwise operator problems on bitwise operators. That's why I have just taught you about the control flow. After the switch statement, we will understand about Java patterns. Patterns means we will be displaying like Java star. We need to display like this. This is called as Java patterns, and for this we need to understand the for loops. for loops, while loops, and do while loops. Right. So after completing all this, combinedly we will solve a lot of problems on if conditions, if else conditions, by using loops. Okay. So for now, we will try to understand what is Java's switch statements. The explanation is going to be very simple. The Java switch statement is going to execute one statement from multiple conditions. It is same like the if else block, but the problem here is, so we have seen that if else ladder, right? So if one statement is not getting satisfied, where is the if else ladder? Okay. So the control will be traveled from top to bottom, right? It will check for the if the condition is getting satisfied or not. It will check from the top to bottom, right? If this is not satisfied, it will check. If this is not satisfied, this will check. And likewise, it keeps checking. Right? The switch operator is also going to work like this, but there are some limitations with this switch statements. You cannot use all the primitive data types. Over here, inside this condition, you can draft any kind of conditions, any mathematical conditions you can use. But in switch statements, these conditions are very limited to few primitive data types. You cannot do a complicated problem. That's a drawback. But the simplicity is, when you talk about simplicity, doing like mapping with the switch statement is going to be easy when you talk about simplicity. When you talk about performing the complex operation, we will always prefer using what? If else ladder. Right? So that is the only difference, but both are going to perform similarly. Performance wise, I mean, not about performance, in the execution wise, both are going to be similar, but there are some limitations that we are going to discuss. Right? It's just like if else ladder statement. So the switch statement, it usually works with some few data types. Right? You can use byte data type, you can use short data type, int you can use, long you can use, right? String data type you can use, and etc. So we can also say that the switch statement usually tests the equality of the variables against multiple values. So theory wise, it is going to be little confusion, but practically, if you do this practically, you will get the clear picture. I will give the justification for each and every one. No worries. Against the multiple values. So the syntax is going to be which expression case value 1, and there is a keyword that you need to use, break. Likewise, case value 2, break, and it keeps going like this. This is the pattern of syntax for the switch statement. We will use the switch keyword. Inside this keyword, you will place an expression. After the evaluation, right, this expression is going to return a value. If it is returning 1, right? The statement inside the case 1 is going to get executed. If it is returning 2, this will get executed. If it is returning 3, this will get executed. Just like the else if else ladder, if else if ladder, right? If all the statements are found to be not executed or not able to satisfy the expression, then there will be a default case that will get executed. So it will get executed when all the conditions are found to be unsatisfied. Right? As simple as that. So let me remove this. A small program for the warm up. Tomorrow we will going to discuss a lot about the switch statements and a lot of problems on top of switch statements. So just for the introduction, I will introduce a small problem. And you might be wondering how we need to write this class, how we need to write this method, and what is the static, what is this void, what is this main, and what is this about string args, right? Why this has to be defined like this for all the programs, right? What is the what are the things that are happening behind the scenes? These things will be discussed in the object-oriented programming concept. Right? For now, all the logic will be written, has to be written inside this main method. As simple as that. Right? So these things will be answered in the future. Very soon, within 20 days, you will get to know about all this. Right? So let us say that I have integer a number equal to 10. What is this? Declaring a variable. Right? I am saying switch number. Very simple. Switch number, and this is the opening block and the closing block of the switch statement. So this is a variable expression. So the 10 has been assigned to the variable number itself. Right? So this is the switch statement. So when you say switch statement, it should have an opening block and a closing block. Switch statement should always have an expression block, a conditional block. In this case, it is number. However, see, the only difference is in the if else block, right? When you place a condition, this condition should always be evaluated to be true or false, yes or no? The condition must be in such a way that after evaluation it should return true or false. But that is not the case with the switch statement. That is not the case with this switch statement. It can return any value. In this case, it is going to return 10 guys, right? So I can say case 10 System.out.println break. Case 20 System.out.println break. Right? So if these two cases are not getting satisfied, I can have a okay. First let us run this. We will see what is out. Compilation is successful. Output is 10. Why it is 10? We will analyze. So if you are getting kicked out, just try to rejoin once again. It's not like the classes are over. Jyoti, try to rejoin once you once the session gets expired. Try to rejoin. Don't stay idle. Okay. So now see what is happening, integer number equal to 10. So typically what happens behind the scenes, right? 10 will get assigned, right? So the value 10 will be assigned to the variable number. Right? So after this, the control will find the switch statement, right? The switch statement, we are using a variable. Variable is number itself, right? What is the value of this number? 10, right? So this 10 is going to be what? This 10 is going to be replaced with the with the variable number. So this 10 will be replaced with number, right? We are saying switch to 10. We are saying switch to 10. It will find all the cases that are available inside, right? We have case 10. Since it is case 10, so this 10 is representing this expression. Try to understand. Matching, right? 10 is matching this. Right? If it is matching, execute the instructions under that case. If it is not matching, check for the next instruction. 10 is matching. This is matching. So 10 will be printed. The console. After the next line, it is break. When it encounters break, it means that the control will directly come out of this switch statement. Okay, guys, thank you for rejoining. I am saying as soon as it encounters a break, right? Break means break from the current switch statement. It means do not execute anything. If you find break, just come out of the loop, come out of the switch loop, switch block. It will come out here, and there are no instructions to be displayed. That's why we are getting. So that is the reason why the output is what 10, right? So let us do some little manipulation. So here I am writing instead of number is equal to 10, I am using number equal to 20. Can you answer this? Just go with this flow, very easy. Go with this flow, right? Just just ensure that the variable number is representing which number actually. In our case, the variable number is representing the number 20, right? So it is like number 20 will be replaced with the variable name number itself, right? 20 is matching here. 20 is found here, right? Instructions under this case will be executed. In our case, 20 will be displayed in the console. After this, it is encountering the break condition, break statement. Break means control will be directly transferred out of the switch loop. This is the switch block. Control will be transferred directly out of the switch block. So the remaining block is what 30, right? The output has to be what 20, 30. Yes or no? Chaitanya is correct. What about others? You're getting my point. We'll discuss few more examples before winding up. $20.30, right? So let me do one. So what happens if I am not using this break statement? Let us say that I am not using this break statement. I have removed this break statement. You will understand the importance of break statement now. Do you have any idea what is the output is going to be if I execute this? Can anyone say this? I have just removed the break statement, a violation, right? So according to the syntax, syntactically I am incorrect, guys. So the syntax says, especially for the if block, the syntax is like under each and every cases I need to use the break keyword under each and every cases. But I am doing some violation. I am removing the break keyword. Right? In our example, I have just removed what? I removed the break keyword. Previously it was like this. So I have just removed the break keyword. Right? So, and I also am changing the value of the number 10. According to us, right? So let us run this first, you will understand. So compilation is successful. Even though I did violation, compilation is getting fine. Output is 10, 20, 30. I will tell you why. Focus here. This is the problem with the switch statement. If you are not using break, the switch will not work, the switch case will not work as expected. Right? We did some violation, the switch case will also do some violation. We will understand. Focus here, it is very, very important. Okay, let me use this space. So this is my program that I have prepared for switch statement. Okay. So integer 10 value 10 is getting assigned to the number. So value 10 and this is what number, right? So the second instruction, it is encountering the switch statement. Control is encountering, JVM thread is encountering switch statement, right? Switch number value of the number is what? 10, right? So it will look for the case 10. In our case, it will look for the matching case. So this 10 is directly getting matched here, right? So control will be transferred to this case. The control is done. Till now, no issues. After this, the instructions inside this case needs to get executed, right? So control will be transferred to the next line, which says print 10 in the console. So in the console, 10 will be displayed, right? So since we are not using the break statement, the control will keep executing all the cases. If we use break, we are terminating this control outside the switch block. If you don't use break, this control will not get terminated. It is, see, break is like enough of execution, get out of the block, use break. If you are not using break, control will not understand, will start executing all the cases, right? First case executed, will see case 20, it will also execute this. It is not understanding whether it needs to go out of the block. That understanding has to be given by us with the help of the break statement. If you are not giving break statement, all the cases will get executed. Making sense? Right? So that's why we got 20, right? So after this, the standalone statement is there, which is out of the switch block. We have 30, so 30 will also be printed. Making sense? You will get more sense after one more example. Understanding, guys? Darshini, the importance of using the break statement. If you don't use break statement, all the instructions will get executed, guys. As simple as that. Samyukta, Shashwan, Jyoti, Raji. Yeah. So now you see, so I'm not using any break statements here, guys. 20, 30, 40, 50, 20, 30, 40. So here I am using, okay, let us see 20. So what is the output now? Everyone are saying 10, 20, 30, 40, 40. Expected this answer, guys. Okay. What about, let's see who is going to answer it correctly. When I am not sure. You are saying 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. One has a different answer. Okay. Try to focus here. Chaitanya says only 50. Different answer, but let us see who is correct and who is wrong. I am not sure. If I am not sure, it doesn't mean that I am not sure. Answer is 20, 30, 40, 50 only. Why the picture 10 is going to come here? Just tell me. Right? Let us do the tracing. Just try to focus here. Right? So main thread is going to get created. Okay, we know this 20 will be stored in the variable. Right? So the JVM encounters the switch statement. Which statement is expecting the variable value. Number is what? Number is 20. Right? First it will switch, guys. When I say 20, right, first it will map this 20. Right? In our case, this 20 is getting mapped directly, right? It has found that 20 is here. Right? It means typically the control will directly transfer to 20 sequentially. So this case 10 will be skipped here. So it has nothing to do with the case 10. Case 10 will be skipped because we are directly saying 20. First this 20 will be mapped. So 20 is mapped here. From here, right, it will encounter each and every instruction. The first instruction is 20 needs to be displayed in the console. 20 will be displayed. Right? So there is no break statement. All the instructions in each and every case will be displayed in the console. 20, 30, 40. Right? Then this is a standalone statement which is after the switch, which is away from the switch block. That's why 20, 30, 40, 50. Getting this? First mapping will be done. From there the execution starts. Darshini, Raji, Jyoti, Amita. Yeah. So now you tell me if you have understood this, right? So let me. This is how we will be expecting questions, guys. You think that the questions are going to be complicated in the interview room? No, this is how the questions are going to be. The fundamentals, the control flow. Should be good at the control flow. 60. Now answer me. Who is going to answer this? They are going to get a chocolate. Already I have some chocolates to submit now. So answer this to me. Hello. There is nothing to get confused. Just think about the case. Start answering. Who is going to answer it correctly and who is going to answer it quickly? Let's see. It's not about the quick or answering. It is just about the answering, not about the quick. 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, I have used 50 here. Okay, 50. First one is 30, 40, 50. Others. Jyoti says 20, 50. Why Jyoti 20, 50? Okay, we will trace 20, 30, 40, 50. 20, 30, 40. Yes, Chaitanya has different answer. Jyoti has different answer. Everyone are same. Okay, everyone are on the same page. Okay, let's trace this. Let's find out the answer. Then we will start discussing about this. So, tracing. 20, 30, 40, 50, 50. This is the right answer. Good, Shashwant. 20, 30, 40, 50, 50. I'll tell you why. Sorry guys, my mouse is not working properly. Okay, so what is the number that we have here? Number 20. So here it is going to be 20, right? Firstly, 20 will be mapped to the exact case, right? So this is the exact mapping, right? From here the execution will be started, right? So the first instruction under this case is what 20 needs to be displayed in the console. 20 is the answer, right? Since there is no break statement, it keeps executing the cases. Next 30 will be executed. Next 40 will be executed. Next 50 will be executed. Now, after executing this 50, it encounters a break statement. When it encounters break, the control will be kicked out of the switch loop. Kicked out of the switch block. So is there any scope for this case 60 to get executed? No. After this, no, it is encountering break. Break means it has to, control has to be kicked out of the block. That's why 60 is skipped. But again in the outermost loop we have what? We have 50. 50 will be displayed. So the answer is 20, 30, 40, 50, break, 50. Getting this? You have answered it incorrectly. Jyoti, Chaitanya, Chaitanya, okay. That's it. Okay, now you tell me. Just think and tell me 100 has been defined here. 100 is not there. So do we get compilation error or something will be displayed in the console? Right. So I hope you understand my question. So under the variable number is storing the value 100. In the switch we are using the variable number. So what will be displayed in the console? Ganesh is very quick enough to say error. Shashwant is saying error. Darshini is saying error. Samyukta is saying 50. What about others? Samyukta has a unique answer. What about others? Okay, let's execute this. Compilation is successful. It means there is no error. Answer is 50. Samyukta, you are right. Big round of applause for you. Kathini, you are also right, but little late. 50. I will tell you why. Why 50? I will tell you. Right? So we are not violating any syntactical mistakes here. See, let me take this. Do I have any space? Okay, let me use the space. Okay. So number 100, guys. So value 100 is assigned to the variable number itself. Right? Now the JVM job is to map the number case. So in this case, the number is what? The value stored in number is 100. Right? It will find each and every case, matching case. So 10 not matching, 20 not matching, 30 not matching, 40 not matching, 50 not matching, 60 not matching. Right? So when the case is not itself getting matched, so there is no scope for this, this switch statement is just a dummy statement, right? Nothing is there to get executed because nothing is getting matched with the 100. So there is no scope for the error there. There is no matching, control will come out of the loop. Only one line is pending. If it is matching, the case that is getting matched will get executed, and if there is no break statement, all the cases will get executed. Right? So this is a problem, right? So if any case is not getting matched, so it creates a problem, right? So if it is not getting matched, something needs to be displayed in the console. For that, we will use what? We will use default statement. For this, if nothing is getting matched, we will use what? Default statement. Default. You will use a keyword called default. Under this default, we will print nothing is matched. This is the reason why we use default statement. If nothing is getting matched, this default will get executed. Making sense? Ganesh? Now answer this to me. Darshini, Jyoti, Swant, Rajiv. Now answer this. I have another question for you. Now I hope you can answer this one. From the previous example, I think you can answer this. Same example I have just used a default statement. I mean default keyword. Under the default keyword, I have placed it a simple instruction. So nothing is matched 50. Yes, that's correct. So now we understand the importance of default statement. Yes, correct. If any case is not getting matched or if any case is not getting mapped, right? So instead of instead of not displaying anything, we can display a message, right? The particular display a message to the convey a message to the end user saying that nothing is getting matched, something a meaningful message to the end user. If it is matched, the matching case will be executed. If it is not, default will get executed. As simple as that. Making sense? Right? So now you tell me 20. So now we have what? Now you think and tell me. 20 is a number. We have case 10, case 20, case 30. Right? We have so many cases and we have also the default keyword. Right? So after this, we will wind up the class. Answer this to me. Everyone. Samikta says 20, 30, 40, 50, 50. 50, 50. Okay. Okay, guys, 1 minute. Stop doing. Let me remove this break. My intention is not to execute the previous statement itself. I have removed the break condition, right? I just want to understand if you are getting the flow or not. Now you answer this to me. Consider this question, guys. There is no break keyword I have used and the number is 20, right? So what is the possible output that you can answer now? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 50. What about others? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 50. Okay. Jyoti has different answer. Darshini, nothing is matched. Samikta, super. You see, compilation is successful. So this is the right answer, guys. I will tell you why. I understand that there will be some confusion. Let us analyze this example. See, control. I'm directly creating the JVM control. 20 will be assigned, right? So 20 has to be mapped, right? So control will be directly transferred to the case 20 itself, right? So 20 will be displayed in the console. Since there is no break statement, 30 will be displayed. All the cases will be displayed. There is no break, right? Even the default keyword will also not be spared. That's what I'm saying. If there is break, no issues. If there is no break keyword, this default statement will also not be spared. It will also get executed. right? So that's why the syntax is in such a way that every case has to be included with the break keyword. That will make more sense. We can develop a lot of logic, a perfect logic with the break keyword. But if there is no break keyword, even though it is a violation, but still the execution is happening. We are trying to understand the control flow of switch statement. So if there is any violation, this is what happening. It will not make any sense. That's why in every switch case we have a break keyword. Usually we don't understand that. We simply think that break keyword is a part of the syntax, and if you are not including that break keyword, we are going to get any compilation error. That is not the case. You can include break keyword or you don't include break keyword. Still the program will be executed, but the output will not be in a meaningful way. But if you don't use break keyword, every statement will be considered. Every statement will be executed. This control, we need to ensure that this control is transferring out of the loop, out of the block, as soon as it encounters the break statement. It is programmer's responsibility to ensure that only one case is getting executed. Our responsibility. That's why we need to use the break keyword in every statement. Right? Break keyword should be used in every statement at the end of the case. Making sense? Tomorrow we will solve a lot of problems on switch statement. I will make sure that you are not getting any doubts on top of switch statement topic. Any queries for me, guys?